much higher can you get, Tondo?
You're hanging out with us on the John Doe Radio Show. I'm your host, John Doe, with the MadHatters Smokeshop live.
Oh, yeah.
Next commercial coming to you from MadHatters Smokeshop, live from WrestleMania Sunday.
That's it, brother. We're going to talk about the sickest class on the planet. With the Wofo Mofo.
In the galaxy.
Galactic glass.
It's only $10 a seed, but you'll only need the edge.
I swear to God, I'm using that in something. Before I die, I swear to God, using it in something, man. I've heard it year after year after year, man.
It's ingrained.
I love it. I love it. Hanging out with the world famous Nate Miers here, who does the space glass. That's pretty much. I mean, that's what we've been referring to. But you do more than just space glass. I mean,
that's just my favorite thing to do.
Your favorite thing in the world? Would it be far-fetched to say that you're a fan of Star Wars?
I'm a mild fan.
I'm
not a fanboy by any means. But.
Well, I'm not saying you're General Custer over here or nothing, but I
still have to ask who half the characters are.
It's Star Wars. I love Star Wars. It's my religion.
All right, that's enough of that.
Sit down, Wookie.
He's serious about that, too.
I'm a fan of
He
Wookiees.
doesn't have dreadlocks.
I know. Here, let me...
You're the Wookie.
All right, let's get some control.
So, what inspired you to make the space glass?
Stars.
I love how both Paul and John have both tried to take the show, and serious, both of them, and it just completely train wrecked, slammed into each other there.
Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do? The host is dropping bombs on you.
I thought I was doing fine.
He's sequencing.
Hey, are you still sequencing over
really?
there?
No, I'm perfectly fine.
Stop
Perfectly
sequencing.
fine.
You can
I'm
get in trouble
perfectly-
for that.
Perfectly fine.
Protection when sequencing.
Nate Miers, what started you in glass, man? And I'm serious. People need to go online, search for you, search for your glass, search for your art, look at the pictures, look at all the amazing work that you do. We've showed art before here on the show, but it's like you put in the glass, you're putting an image of space. You're putting the galaxy in this glass, and I mean, there's no other way to say it other than, dude, you're a warlock. You're a witch.
So how do you know what space looks like?
Warlock is a term of endearment.
So how do you know what space looks like? Are you a former astronaut?
Well, I just imagine that's probably what it looks like. Because obviously I can't afford to go into space myself.
He has a telescope, goddammit. Let the man talk.
Yeah, I just basically getting blazed and looking at stars at night. I was trying to figure out what to do that's different. And, like, I'd made a piece, like maybe 5 years into Blown Glass that had the star theme, and I was just so busy trying to make, rent that I didn't even really think about it, like trying to evolve with it. And then years later, I had some extra time, and I was just literally getting blazed looking at the stars, like, what the hell can I do different?
Yeah, let's show the good people an example of something there on the cam. Let me switch to the camera 2 here from camera 1. And kind of show people, a little bit of what exactly we're talking about here.
So this right here, I don't know if anybody can see this. You've got a couple of nebular scenes just in the can of this hammer right here.
It's like
you got planetoid bodies and whatnot. You got moons, nebulas. You just have space dust floating in space, and with the fuming that he's used here, you get a lot of that psychedelic, trippy shimmer to everything.
Yeah, and there's a layer of like sparkle color in the bottom too.
Yeah, you can see it kind of going through here. Is that unobtainium or
Stardust?
Stardust, nice.
Stardust, man.
Duh, Stardust.
It's called pissing off. Both y'all do it.
Wait, you blow glass, right? No, that's actually crystal bliss.
Nice.
No.
Dude, I see the smacks flying through the room, left and right here.
Anyways, this one's got a sick dichro marble too. That adds to the spaciness to it.
That's a disco marble.
Really,
and what's real cool with this is like the way you use the surface color, like all through the backing of the piece, and just adds to the classiness to it.
The layers of it all. That's what's interesting on that piece specifically that you're holding up in a few of the parts.
What is this color here, Nate?
That's that alien tech.
That's just straight alien tech.
The green.
Yep.
Alien tech.
It kind of gets that red to green, almost ruby to jade look.
Is that not? Okay, I thought that's maybe what Joel Halen.
Yeah, he's
using that on a lot of his.
Yeah, it's double layered color. You can see right here where it's been spun up, and you can see the striation in it and the layering. That's just all the different. That's one color that you can get all that different variation.
Yeah, it just reacts differently to the flame.
Like on the bottom of that, it looks just like this nebula. Like you're just like flying into this crazy Milky Way.
Oh yeah, this
galaxy
is busy.
It's awesome.
But
and I mean the camera where it does absolutely no justice whatsoever.
There's some good pictures online for sure. So if you go to Glass Pipes and
I mean,
the Facebook.
Exactly. And I mean, there's a lot of collaborative efforts you've done. Like the tubes you did with Worm were amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Dude, Worm is we're gonna have to try and get Worm in here too, making a huge name for himself.
He is a funny motherfucker.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Is he pretty?
he is.
You guys would have a good time.
The other day I saw a posting from somebody that was hanging out with Worm, and they're like, ramblings from the Worm, and then it said like this like something that you would be out in the middle of the desert tripping mushrooms, and this would come out of your friend's mouth.
Oh, dude, no, you should hear Worm
like,
talk about his childhood growing up in Jersey and shit, and hanging out with his grandma.
Got some good stories.
Oh, yeah, I won't repeat any of them. I'll leave those for him, but man, they'll have you rolling.
And and ultimately his work, man, is amazing. I love his cans. Clean. The Toro can is my favorite type of design work for like the simple oil piece. And I say simple lightly there because, the Toros usually have, they're double chambered and, they get the circs in them. And it's just amazing. And then inline, he's putting
inlines are awesome.
With it in there now. Yeah. I like the mini little inline. Not long, bulbous.
Yep.
Big bottom inline.
Compact.
Thank God you're one of 300 million Americans, and we don't have to all deal with picky 10.
Dude, but I do appreciate it though. I look at it the first time, like I said, I ever saw it. I was like, wow, that's just how the hell do you do that?
There's a lot of cool mechanics in it. There's engineering in these pieces. It's not just slapping a couple pieces of glass together. There's trial and error. There's every one of these guys has dealt with tragedies. How many pieces have you had that were just amazing that did not make it?
I don't want to go there.
I know.
I was going to say
I'd rather bring up childhood memories.
It's all you really got to do, dude, is put something in front of me, like that, the flat inlines with a big bottom, and be like, "Can you do that?" And I would say no, and then you'd just be like, Psh, in the back of my head, and then just shut up. That's all it takes, right there.
There's a lot of trial and error, research and development. That's the best part, though.
Exactly.
But
how does this work?
But when you're, I showed people. We showed people those piece, and I kind of wanted to give them a little bit of an idea of what they're working with here when we're talking with you. But in you going through, you learning how to do this stuff. How the hell is it that you can do this and make these these images and the work that you do, and nobody else can do it? Like, what was the process of getting up to this point, man? Like,
well, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's something that nobody else can do necessarily.
There's only a handful of people in the world that can probably do this. Don't be modest. There's 3 million people in this world, and I bet only some wofo stuff here, dude.
I mean, that's the thing. It could be any of it can be reverse engineered, really. It's just it's a compilation of techniques, certainly that is just a combination. But there's
a lot of layering in this work.
There's layering,
that's what's different against most artists. There's a lot. This is not line work. There's a lot of old school techniques in here too.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a lot of implosions, stuff like that.
Milles.
Exactly. Yeah. He's even like these little fuming marbles that look all spacey, like moon rocks.
Yeah.
I mean that's a Snodgrass made those. How long ago was that?
Yeah.
So.
But still though, I mean,
what's a Snodgrass?
You can't imagine with pieces that you put in front of yourself and glass and whatever. You just. Like myself, I can't imagine how they're done unless I sit there. And even when you watch it being done, you're like, this is magic right in front of me happening. And when it gets done and it comes out and it's this just amazing image like your images are, I mean, how do you even learn that? How do you get to that point, man? Where is it?
Yeah, lots of practice. And I mean, there was that, like I said, there was that foundation piece like that I first started with, which is completely different technique-wise, like than how I make them now.
And that's what gave you that little injection of like, this is that first piece that you created.
Yeah, it gave me a platform to kind of jump off of. And then, you know, from there I tried 2 or 3 different other ways to create the same kind of look, to try to create more of like a more efficient way to make it than the first time. Because the first way I made it took a long ass time, and I was like, this is not going to be productive, like as far as to wholesale this item, you know, like I'm putting way too much time into this.
Yeah.
Because we weren't really at the same marketplace we are now necessarily.
It's exploded right now.
Yeah, it was definitely more price like oriented. So I was really trying to get a cheaper price and finding a cheaper, faster way to make it, basically, which just led me down, you know, down several different paths, which I ultimately chose this one or whatever. But like. Yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, it started out very basic and very different from how it is now. It's evolved into its own.
Did you start out in Florida then?
No, in Washington State.
Washington State. So you are a West Coaster that's moved out east.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody, man, up in Washington and Oregon and that area just produces so many amazing. What is it about
that's like Micah? Yeah,
there's
Micah
nothing
and all
else
those guys.
to do.
Yeah, it's climate.
That's where all the good herb was for how long?
Yeah, that too.
Good herb.
That's how. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah. It was
the climate is good for glass blowing, not good for anything else.
Yeah. It's good to hole up in a shack.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah,
with a torch.
Grunge core bands.
Yeah, starting garage bands.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that makes sense.
That was the growing scene, you know, is that whole Washington down to Northern Cali scene was just, that's where glass, I mean, you go to Eugene or somewhere. How many glass studios are in Eugene?
Oh, yeah, well, that was the Mecca. You know,
exactly.
Like, the Northwest, everyone was kind of scattered out, but Eugene definitely held it down.
And I have friends that live there, up there, you know, Ganja John from Normal Show Live is always, you know, sending me pictures of glass, and you know, I'll post something up and he'll post us something from a local artist up there, and it's like, geez, man. And we're lucky here in Colorado too that we, you know, have so many amazing artists.
Yeah.
But
it's awesome about
this is a new Eugene kind of
crazy up there, like everybody.
What's super sick about the industry right now is with the internet, you're getting people in all these little towns who are learning techniques that they would have never, if they never met one of these, like a Mike Fro on a dead lot or something, or a banjo or something, that these people would never have had a clue how to blow glass. But with the internet, I mean, shoot, Salt gave a class the other day. Yeah, banjos giving webinars. Yeah. I mean, just that little bit of insights giving these people, you know, new directions to go.
And then they're starting out, you know, a year into it with these techniques, you know, that took us 5 years or whatever.
Oh, I've seen a kid. I saw a kid that's
the first double layered window like Jason Lee made or something like that. Or
I saw a kid the other day.
Marcel stuff.
He's like,
6 months this dude's been blowing. Yeah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it inspires you to be able to want to go and pick it up, but then again, you're like, man,
it's dedication.
It takes talent. You can't just. Not everybody can do this.
But here's another thing: that kid who's been blowing glass 6 months. Let's say he drops into like a banjo studio, and somebody's already got all the pulls made, all this stuff. He might be able to wig up a bunch of wig balls and do a couple in calmos and make a big piece that's cool. Get him to make you something fumed. Get him to make you an inside-out piece. Yeah. That's the thing. Somebody's been blowing glass 10, 15 years. I mean,
just like anything.
Some people do like a vac stack tube pull. It's like, and then you got old school cats who are still dropping lines in
a vac stack what pull? Huh?
Like a.
No, you can go on because we don't even have to get into. I mean, because that could be a whole other show.
Well, anyways, like all your cool wig-wag stuff, it's either going to be stick stack inside work, a vac stack, which is a sandwich technique, or like a middle work piece, which will have an inside layer of clear with swiped on color, then swiped on clear on the outside.
These are all ways to make color tubing.
These are all ways to make color tubing, which if you drop back, you know, just like this dichro tubing right here, there's several different ways you can layer dichro to get different effects out of it too. And somebody's been blowing glass for 6 months ain't gonna know but like one technique of how to do that, because all their time has been spent learning how to work a color a certain way. They don't know how to coil pot. They don't know how to do all this other stuff. That would be.
You might need that. I mean, there's times you're gonna need all three of those techniques.
Hell yes,
you're gonna
you need to. Just like when I started learning my audio techniques and audio production and stuff like that. I mean, it's not.
if you learn Pro Tools and then somebody throws you on a different system, you're going to look at yourself like, what do I do with this? But if you've been a sound engineer for 15 years, you're going to take that stuff and run with it.
Well, creating stuff from scratch, being able to, maybe you can do this. You just explained it very well there. I mean, it's the same thing though with what I've experienced with my thing, and getting in good with the right people and just nonstop learning from day one till you're dead.
Yeah. Well, because ultimately, when you get your vision, it's like you want to create something. You have it in your mind, and it's like if you only know half of the ways to get there, I mean, you're not. It's not going to be a complete piece in the long run. You're going to half-ass a lot of shit to get there, and that's the thing. If you got 10 years under your belt, you're going to know certain techniques that'll help you get to that end result that you want. That's that perfection.
Yeah, perfect example of what he's talking about. Every one of these pieces that we've got that he made, ergonomically perfect.
Like fits in your hand?
Yeah,
great.
because that's the trial and error. I mean, this dude's been blowing glass. He knows where to put the curb, where to kick it back, how, not to put anything obtrusive in the bell of a Sherlock. Even this one right here fits in your hand really well.
I didn't know what the hell ergonomic meant until I wrote a commercial for a damn John Deere tractor company. They were talking about ergonomic controls, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? And had to go and search it.
It means it doesn't hurt your hands when you're sitting there dicking around on a tractor for 15 hours.
What he said.
Apparently you never done that. You never ridden around in a 70 Alice Chalmers.
That doesn't mean that they taught me 10-point words inside the cab, and you think
stopped at 9-point words.
Dang old Billy. Hey Billy,
this knob over here would be better if it was more ergodynamic.
exactly, Genonymous.
Yep, it has infused ergotrons in it that perpetuate a continued state of happiness.
Now we're getting into Nate Miers' magic shit.
So giving away my secrets.
I know. What the hell are you doing, dude? What the hell are you doing?
The positrondals are just exploding out of this piece.
The positrondal dongle.
There you go. Did you see one of those?
Dingle
One of these
dongle.
things.
Dude, I got a question real fast for you. I picked up a piece from MadHatters Smokeshop here. You tossed my way a spoon here.
You charged them extra for that, right?
The only travel piece that I actually have right now, so I'm hugely thankful for it. And it's just this awesome piece. I love it. It's a wigwag, a full wigwag, just in a spoon. And just give me a little bit. We were talking about the layers and the sparkling.
Did you get a rabbit hole production pipe?
That is what it is. It is a reversal spoon.
It's a reversal. Is it the half money, half rainbow one from the other day?
That is the one.
See, John's so good at this is why you go to MadHatters Smokeshop and the people that know what they're talking about.
I even remember
because
what piece it is.
He wasn't even there when you got it, but he knows exactly what it is.
He'll take care of you, and it's not like he's going to sit here and BS you.
No, I'll sit there and BS you, but at least I'm not going to rip you off.
We'll bullshit back and forth all day if that's what you want.
You can sit in there and laugh your ass off with us because we have some characters up in that.
But you really, But what I'm trying to say is, when it comes down to glass, it's all seriousness.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's in the glass
and teach you like crazy, knowledge-wise. Anyway, but that piece that I got, it's just beautiful.
Well, it's a stretched wag.
It's stretched wag.
Well, yeah. See, that was a pretty large reversal ball that had a bunch of cuts in it. And then when they stretched it to bring it into the spoon, it gets all those wag lines and through the stem of that piece to damn near touch because they stretch down so thin
and so perfectly lined.
Well, that's because it started life as a tube that everything was in a line.
Not everybody can do that. Finish it up that way.
No, not exactly. I mean, to keep it from where they
warping.
Well, yeah, or having any kind of spiral, or having one of the lines or the color wash out on one side.
Oh, we gotta blow out.
Yeah, exactly. That happens.
Exactly. And then you have to hold your breath because little flimsy little pieces of glass fly out of wherever it blew out, and if you breathe one of those in, it will screw you up. Glass blowing is dangerous.
I was standing next to Doc, dude, and he has this big old huge tube pulls that they send, and he's like, "Watch out for this." Sets it down and just walks away, and you're like, then just.
Yeah, it'll blow up because the rate of cooling on the outside of the glass is way different. Did it make that exact noise?
Exactly. It was like.
Yeah. That's why you drop it in a water dish and it goes.
I feared for my life for a second.
It sounds like instant magma.
What was the sound itself?
And that is exactly what it sounds like.
Good sound effects always got to go twice. But I mean,
these sound effects have no defects today.
I'm telling you though, that piece that I got, and then it's got the color money. It's got money on it.
Which is that new green sparkle.
Green.
It's new green sparkly. And there,
Is that the paparazzi?
Yeah, here's a new, here's some different moss.
Hold on,
too.
let me
That's
switch
a
that.
dope-ass color.
Or who
Sparkly
makes it?
green. I don't know. Probably Abe. I don't know. Well, if it's a moss, it probably isn't Abe. It's probably old North Star, right? Or not old Alchemy.
But I wanted to draw a line between what we were just talking about.
I don't know.
and-
Everybody's making moss nowadays, aren't they?
Yeah.
and the line between the wigwags and the layers and everything else. So, but getting back to Nate and his stuff, let's show off a few more of these items.
Yeah,
and like
I was gonna
discuss more about like what exactly it took to get to this point too.
I'll just hold up a couple different domes if you want to kind of describe what's going on here. That'd be pretty cool.
Shut off the dome.
So this is kind of a spacey one.
Yeah, these are just, pretty simple little space, accessories mostly.
I'm trying to catch the sparkle out because there is a lot of sparkle in there.
It's hard because like these are one of the more popular items, but it's really hard to pack like a ton of detail into a really small little piece. So these are kind of like little teasers in a way to like kind of just accent bigger pieces that have a lot of work to them or whatever. So they're really.
Or if you want introduced into the Nate world,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is
It's
your
like the
introduction.
good. Yeah, it's the good little starter kit. You get like a dome and a dish and or a dabber or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they don't have quite as much work as like they're
Got
not
your
quite as
signature on
intricate as the like the Sherlocks and stuff like that. But
But still, nobody's doing this.
yeah,
And
that's like the basic. That's like the space. So I basically have two different like space designs. There's like the really intricate one, like the baller version, and then there's the filler kind of. And
it's
yeah.
all baller, dude.
Thanks.
Don't get it
But-
twisted.
No, so this is just like these domes are they're just really they're really fast to kind of pump out and just really like I don't know.
How would you do like the one where you're holding up right now? Like how do you do that?
So I mean it's mostly just silver and gold and then stardust.
So wait. So when you go to start your piece, you have sitting in front of you what?
Like a black piece of tubing, basically.
A black
Starts
piece
out
of
with that.
tubing.
Yep.
And then you do what?
I just start adding shit,
Yeah.
basically.
The silver and gold is like a fume.
And then
Yeah,
add
yeah.
it to the fire.
Yeah,
you
like-
fume it on.
This
a little bit of that fuming.
this would be your gold fuming. This kind of streak
that's
of
the
yellow,
greens and the
then you
the
get all
golds.
your silver's going to have all these blues and that little darker blue, and there you have a mixture.
And when they
of them.
overlap too, they'll create like another.
That's where you get your nebulas.
Yeah.
And then you got like your stardust Frit gives you all your kind of
But if-
space dust effect.
Yep.
But if I were to try and do that,
You would.
it would make
up royally.
Yeah, definitely.
we would let's not
At least
go
10 or
there.
15.
Just being honest.
I hate you.
Just being honest here.
No, you're true.
What's really cool about Nate's work too, look at the encalmo here where you put the joint on. You have a very
Fuck
clean,
you, man.
extremely clean line where you encalmos, and then you've got layers of color here to accentuate each of the pieces, and all the stippling dots here. You just drop some.
So and then there's the little. You have what exactly are those called on the side? The bumps, the marble.
I mean, yeah, they're just marbles. or
Marbles
or-
exactly.
Yeah,
Marbling is anything that looks like the marble.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Just
Look
adding
coming
extra accents or whatever, basically.
Even if
and
it's
then,
not full marble. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
and then what you see a lot now too on really heady pieces on these bowl slides.
Much more gold fume piece.
The discs, like you know what I'm talking about, the flat.
oh,
like,
it's like a
Yeah, a little flat
flattened more
marble
so.
on the side.
the flat marble
Like
on
a-
the side.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
has
like,
his little
picture
logo
it.
on it.
Right, those are
Yeah.
attachments.
It
Yeah,
has
those
your
are-
logo. That's what you use for your logo.
Yeah.
I mean, is that just a marble
those
that's
are-
squashed?
Yep. Exactly.
You can
Yeah.
see where it's welded on and then flattened. And then is your logo just a fire?
Hold it right
Yeah,
there.
they're
Hold it
fire
right
on
there.
decals.
Yeah, those are really
Yeah,
cool.
it's an innate.
For Nate.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
tie pen signature is really
Right.
sloppy,
And,
so
and you guys can see
So
you guys
got some
can
logos to make
had to
on.
go with the decals.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Nothing's
you
worse
see-
than making like a $2,000
Here's this-
pipe and then having a really shitty signature.
What's
on it.
funny is like you amazing artists. Then we think you're like most people. You say artist, and they think of like someone who draws or paints or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. But now, you know, when I say artist, I think of someone a glass blower included with that. It's right there. Like I'm thinking that y'all are sculpture masterpiece workers, and you can all like paint the Sistine Chapel and ceiling and
16th
In a
Chapel.
sense, yeah.
I said Sistine.
It's coming.
We can call it the 16th Street.
Cistercian monks,
16th
dude.
Chapel.
The 16th Street Chapel. No, but I imagine just art, because that's what it is. And then you tell me here that your writing and your typeface is just horrible, and that blows me away even in itself. I'm like,
well, the tie pen's it's not like trying to draw on a
how can you do this with glass and you can't draw?
Yeah, that's the funny part.
There's
It's
no
like,
eraser.
what? You can put this together, but you can't make your name look legible. Like, well, you got to be kidding
Well, it's a whole
me.
different
Like,
medium.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not pencil and paper. I mean, it's straight up.
You have to
I mean,
make
you're
yourself
burning
realize
and
that
melting
sometimes.
and mixing
But that's what I do. I put you all crazy artists into one big melting pot and then stir you all
Well,
together.
I mean, there's stuff. I mean, I look at a lot of sculpture stuff too, and like that 3-dimensional. I mean, we're doing a lot of 3-dimensional sculpting too, I guess. But I don't know. There's just stuff.
Yeah,
that
we'll
still
talk about
blows
that in a
me
minute.
away, too. That's just.
Yeah, when you see like even like looking back to like Deppy's old like the tetrahedron stuff with the floaters in the middle and stuff, it's like cool.
Yeah,
it's like that was made in 2002, almost
Yeah.
10 years ago. There's a piece that's been sitting in Kansas City for years that every time I go into Cooper's, I'm just like, that was that old red tetrahedron, like red rainbow one,
yeah.
with all the little chains and crap.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I need that. I need that. So
I don't know how many
bad.
people stared at that.
Oh,
you know,
dude,
it was
it's,
so
hey,
ahead of
that's
its
one of the
time,
most
you know?
popular pictures online of any glass piece
Yeah,
ever.
I'm sure.
Jeez. All right. Well, before we get back to some glass here too, let me get a few more sponsors out of the way. Big thanks to Little Man Hosting for making sure that the show is available to you guys. LittleManHosting.com if you'd like to host a blog or a website or your own podcast. Also, make sure you check out handmadeapparel.biz. Handmadeapparel.biz. Is hot up in here?
Yes.
You can open the window. We can open the window a little bit. Handmadeapparel.biz if you'd like to get your JDR gear. And also make sure you check out Grow Eyes, 3225 South Wadsworth Boulevard in Lakewood. 3225 South Wadsworth Boulevard in Lakewood. Go pick up your grow supplies at Grow Eyes and then travel on down to MadHatters Smokeshop at 6091 West
Get
Colfax.
some
Space
Wofo.
Dash. You can check out the space glass for yourself.
Got a whole section of space glass.
Just watch for the UFOs.
Dude, Marvin the Martian was one of my favorite cartoon characters growing up. Marvin, what are you laughing at? Because you just cry. And I'll tell you right now, Paul is not medicated, ladies and gentlemen. At least I don't think he is.
No,
Or very
I'm
lightly.
stone sober.
This is just how he is.
I medicate at night.
Also, big
I've
thanks.
got too much shit to stir up during the day to impair myself.
Who else? I just brain farted. Let me see this sheet real fast here. Who am I missing? Oh, the giveaway. That's what the big thing was. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw it back at you, but I kind of did mean to.
Oh, we have a giveaway too.
I
You
was
first.
about to.
Make sure. What? Make sure. I'm lost. Y'all are getting me lost here. Make sure you check out Token Tara too and her awesomeness at tokentops.com. Tokentops.com. And we're gonna be giving away some awesome shirts from these guys, and they also have some other cool stuff on that website. Some other awesome pieces that she's made, and make sure you check out the brand new designs that she has. The awesome thing about these shirts is not the fact that they just plain cool designs, all that, but me personally, it's hard to find a shirt that like fits because I'm a skinny dude.
Skinny and
I have
was
the same issue, man.
And then the bottom kind of like the back goes out, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, it's the bottom don't fit, or like the
I
neck
thought
comes
that was
down.
just your
and-
slim
like,
fit.
fashion.
Shut
style.
up. So
I think you guys just
Want
need to
to
shop in
show
the
a little bit
women's
of belly.
section.
Yeah, but then the sleeves are all short. I've tried
Exactly.
to look,
Show
I've
off
looked
your
this route.
muscles.
I've looked down this route.
and
Yeah,
there's
show
like
off your muscles.
only certain brands that work. You know,
And they have the
certain-
V-necks and stuff. It's all weird.
Dude.
Shoulder pads.
I like this to
Not
hug.
sure
I
I'm
like
ready to
I
go
like to
there.
hug
Have a
hug
short
my
V-neck.
neck, you know, because then I don't have any muscles to show off on my chest or nothing. So I mean, what the hell?
Hey, were you done promoting? Because we have a promotion.
No, this is mid-promotion.
We're in promotion. Make sure you email me, johndoradiogiveaway@gmail.com, johndoradiogiveaway@gmail.com, and we'll toss you some shirts and shoes.
Nice.
What do you have to give away now?
We're gonna give away a Zob, dude. It's way cooler than T-shirts.
No, it's not cooler than free T-shirt.
Yeah,
no,
it is.
probably
It's
is.
it's an inline tube with
Even
a tree
Tara's
perk
gonna
in
say
it.
that.
It's
Even
an inline to 8-arm tree perk Zob, dude.
but we personally, the John Radio Show is not giving it away.
No, we're giving away at the Mad Hatter. That's why
Yeah, we're
you
giving
come
away at
down
Mad
there.
Hatters. You can bring in 5 cans of food to get you a raffle ticket. Any increments of 5. So if you want to bring in 10 cans, you can get 2. And we're also giving away raffle tickets for every $50 you spend as well. So
it's for a good cause.
Every $50 you spend, or every
5 cans of food.
5 cans of food.
We'd rather you bring food for the food drive. But for those of you that
want to spend money,
yeah.
I mean, we ain't
if you're
going
to spend money, we're going to give you a dang, lottery ticket.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll give you a piece of paper.
Remind us to give you one.
You give us paper.
We'll give you paper.
We'll give you a little piece of paper.
We'll give you some glasses and paper.
You get glass and paper.
Yeah. And we might give you free rolling papers if you're really cool.
There you go.
But
you know what?
not.
I should call Raw. Actually, you know what? I should call Raw.
Who is this Raw?
Because I like
Oh,
Raw.
you're not talking about the Egyptian god. You're talking about the paper company.
The god of
Yeah, that's what I
sound.
thought too. I was like,
Hey, man,
he
what's
is
up?
hooked up. What's up, Raw?
It's a little gray out today.
I feel some friction
Hey,
between.
man, we're going down to the pen.
I feel some friction between us this morning, Anonymous.
Oh, dude, it's all hugs and kisses, brother.
It's a desk. There's a desk between
There was a
y'all.
desk here. I could.
It's all the sandpaper on this desk, man. It's all
I
frictionized.
I just feel if there wasn't a desk, it'd be.
Oh, I'm
No,
not-
but we should call Raw. I should get a hold of Raw because I need some more papers.
That's awesome.
And I love Raw, and they sent papers to a bunch of people, and they're really cool with us. Really
Is
cool.
Raw owned by HBI?
I don't know.
They're distributed by HBI.
Right. That's cool.
I don't know if they're actually owned by
I
them.
thought they might have owned them now.
And we could do like you go in and get even if you stop in MadHatters Smokeshop, you get a free Raw paper. Maybe
Why don't
we'll
we have
to do that.
John Doe radio stickers at the shop to give away?
Yeah, why
Because I
don't we?
need to get stickers done. This is what we're working on, all right? This is why we appreciate sponsors like yourself on the John Doe Radio Show.
Do you appreciate me?
Yes. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to do the damn show, period. I wouldn't be able to
Don't
be
you
coming
ever
here every
forget
day.
that.
I never will. Jeez, man, I'm feeling the pressure. I feel like I'm in a vice right now. I'm getting told that I'm missing a few sponsors here.
You're missing what's going on. In the
Leaf
photo
Alert. Make
booth.
sure you check out leafalert.com if you need your security taken care of. Leafalert.com. LEIFalert.com.
Check out the photo booth.
Damn you.
You know you love it.
That's above your waist, though.
It's not above
They don't know
the viewer's
that.
waist.
It is above your waist.
Stand up.
720-304-5640. Leaf Alert. LEIF Alert. 720-304-5640. Or you can email leifalert@live.com. leif@live.com. Am I missing anybody else?
Yeah, make sure those little 16-year-olds from next door don't jack you.
Just did Little Man.
I did
Hosting.
Little Man Hosting.
Wait,
and I
what?
did Dude Grows. Oh, dudegrows.com. All right, back to Nate Miers.
Didn't I tell you to pay attention, Kim?
I love all my sponsors. I love them to death, and I love the John Doe Radio Show, and I love everybody here. But going from a hobby to a business, that's all I'll say. So thank you guys. Thank
Yeah,
you for
it's tricky.
supporting all of this. Nate Miers, ladies and gentlemen, in studio with us right now, talking also with the good folks from MadHatters Smokeshop. Make sure you check them out, MadHattersSmokeshop.com. Tell them the JDR sent you, and you could get 20% off or more.
20% off? Who authorized that?
You did.
Oh,
Free Raws, too.
that's authorized by him.
We got to get the free raws in first. That's the thing.
Let's talk
ones
about
we have
these
right now
here
aren't free.
sick bowls that we got. We got some 14 and 18 mil bowls here made by the master himself.
I think I just cost you guys a couple $100.
Jerk.
Look at these super sickies.
Some people's favorite pastime, costing people money.
Take that.
Yeah, we were
I see
talking
where you're
about
Genonymous is about to go ape shiz here. If you could just see him right now, it's
I'm
like
not going
I could see. You're the most calm dude in the world, but I see Steve. It's the monkey. The monkey arms flying left and right.
going ape shit, orangutan shit.
My face hurts
Right,
from
now you gotta
smiling
fling
so much
poo.
today, going from yesterday and frowning so much to the
serious.
smile today. All right,
All right.
Nate Miers.
I want
here.
to talk about these cool bowls that we got here, Nate.
Take the show.
Let's
Sick
talk
bowls.
about. Tell people how you make a moon marble.
The
Or
moon
don't.
marbles. Oh, yeah, that's top secret.
That's-
No, that's
This is Black Ops.
it's Black Ops. Yes, for your eyes only, folks.
Secret agent man. The secret. Go ahead.
So, which moves? Wait, are you talking about that one's a honeycomb that you're showing off
Exactly, but it looks moon-like.
there? Looks moony.
Doesn't it
Moon
look like
style.
Yep.
kind of Swiss cheese.
Giant steps are what you take.
That's
walking
actually a
on them.
honeycomb nebula that you're talking about.
That would be what that is.
That's galaxy number 754-12.
You're just making
B.
shit up now.
Discovered on
You
February
just figured
17th.
that out.
You can tell me anything on Glass Tuesdays, and I would.
Yep.
Haven't you noticed the further the show goes every week, the more we start bullshitting?
I hate you guys so much right now. You just screwed up my day.
This is a lovely bowl. Anybody who's down to get a nice
Yeah.
18 who wants to space up their piece, this would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Here's another 18. This one right here has a similar.
Yeah.
Worm does a lot of those honeycomb type
Yeah.
design stuff. Like so, but you're not really willing to give it out too much. How you do
That's
it?
it's a Mirini basically, or a mille.
No, wait, say that
People
again?
call it the same thing. Millis or Mirini.
Mirini.
Yeah.
That would be the Italian.
It's like it's an old Italian trick where they make basically one big long cane, and then you just take slivers of that. You get thousands of the same image off of one cane pole.
That sounds like a torture device.
Yeah,
Well,
it could be.
exactly.
It is.
If you spend all that time
it's
stacking
kind of a
it-
torture making them for sure.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
stack and then it breaks or something
Yeah,
in the
there's a
middle
lot
and you
that can
lose
go
half
wrong.
of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the most advanced stuff. There's really advanced stuff, but it's some of my favorite like Mirini or Millis that are being made right now. Paul Steffen, who does the Mario Brothers stuff. Like he'll literally spend days and weeks on one milli,
Yep.
to get, and then he'll get one pole that you get a bunch of slices off of. But I mean, that's a painstaking. Like I just took a class from him to try to advance the space.
That's also
Miris.
micro is what he goes by.
Yeah, micro.
My
totally.
whole I was a little bit worked up and stressed for you guys giving me so much shit today.
I can
But
tell,
you
man.
see-
You
you
got
see-
stress marks in your forehead.
The freaking
That's where his hat was.
dude. Big ups to the Rare Dankness hat for having bacon
Ultra
forehead.
tight fit.
Look at the elastic is like bacon elastic.
Well, that's the only thing from prevents your head from getting any bigger, man.
Thanks. That's all I needed today. No, but I'm back up to being all tense and stressed. But you said the Mario pieces. I'm such a video game freak fan myself. You talk about the Mario, and then it's just it's the same thing like with your work, dude. Like how you do these like they're like images and like a mural of.
Yeah.
Awesome magic, it's the same thing with like the Mario and the other designs. It's like,
But that's why this is cutting edge.
like
Yeah,
they're,
I mean, it's
they're,
that
they're doing
combination
it
of
with blown
techniques
glass.
for
They're not
sure.
like
It's-
putting an image on the glass. It's
Right.
They're
blowing the
making
glass. Like the
images.
glass
Is the
looks
image.
like that. The glass is the image.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
with
it's-
the millies, it's instant or it's repeatable over and over and over again because you have this. Let's say that you pull a millie down like let's say you make a millie out of like inch and a half and then stretch it down and then you stretch it down and it becomes 10
Hundreds
mil
of-
or even smaller because even the more you pull it down, it's still the exact same image. So you can drop a lens over it and magnify that little tiny image and make it look like it's way bigger than it is too.
Yeah.
So you could take one piece of glass and turn it into, like you said, virtually 1,000 different little tiny pieces of glass.
Yeah.
And
that
if
are
you-
all identical.
People in the chat room kind of asking how they can get a hold of pieces and stuff, maybe saying that they're maybe interested in like a pipe that's been shown before. I want to make sure that we tell them they can go to
MadHatters Smokeshop.
MadHattersSmokeshop.com.
or email
Or email us, store at MadHattersSmokeshop.com.
and just say,
We
hey,
have been getting up tons of new pictures and stuff here in the last week. Web store is currently being constructed, so that should be up hopefully sooner than later.
yeah. I mean, and these pieces are not like. I mean, maybe some of these pieces are super expensive and maybe out of your range of being able to buy. But like the spoon we were talking about earlier, I mean, it's $40, $50 spoon.
$50 spoon.
That looks like it is $100, $200 spoon at least. And I mean that's what we're talking about. And shop at MadHattersSmokeshop.com. If you would like to email them and you got any questions about, say, hey, I heard about this piece, the wigwag money piece. Can you send me some pictures of something else? Or hey, you got anything else like this picture on the website or whatever? MadHattersSmokeshop.com, and they'll take care of you. or call them at the store, 303-953-7015. It's not like these guys are inside of a huge factory and, you're never going to be able to get a hold of them ever or find the piece that you're looking for. They'll work with you. They'll send you pictures. And
this is
if
what
they
we
don't,
do.
then I will come over and I will tell them to get off their lazy ass. No, I'm kidding.
We have a Facebook page, too, that's
we've got a lot
constantly
of
being
glass up on
monitored.
there.
So, we can just drop a picture on Facebook if you have any questions or any concerns with anything. It's just hit us up and it's instantly answered.
Yeah. And this is what we do. This is, I know, for me and John, some of the funnest part of what we do is, sharing the glass, showing people the glass, telling them about it, and educating them.
Yeah, why does this cost so much?
We're more than happy to answer any questions you have. Call, email, come in, whatever.
Yeah, and like we're showing on right now, this looks like...
Yeah, you can see the sliver of it in there. And then when he drops the lens on it, it makes it way bigger. Wow. But what I really like is like this next piece has got a encased opal in it.
Yeah, that one's actually me and Ben Burton.
Yeah,
hold that still.
Who is Bertoni?
I got to give him a little shout out on that little section on the bottom there.
I made a stand for him and Christina.
Everyone lately, isn't he?
Yeah. Recently relocated to Denver, and
this is
definitely taking advantage of it.
The little DNA spiral fume trap in here.
Yeah, that's Ben.
Can you see that in there?
You can see a little bit. It's pretty much hard to catch on the focus on the cam is not the best in the world, but
I really like the little almost pinwheel technique you use.
Yeah, she had that top.
Oh yeah,
very top.
That was from like marbling. I did marbles and stuff for pretty much just a couple years. Like
doing it for backs.
After all the Operation Pipe Dream stuff went down, pretty much had to switch to marbles for a bit and. So when I've kind of moseyed back to pipes, I took a lot of those techniques and brought them back.
Maybe you want to talk about that for a second. We're talking with Nate Miers here, world famous Nate Miers, one of the most amazing glass blowers in the world. He does space glass. Yeah. But when Pipe Dreams came out, it set in the glass world like it was like a light got shined in. No, I'm not going to refer. Yeah. I was going to refer to you guys as cockroaches, but you're not ever endearing.
Well, cockroaches are kind of underground.
Underground.
They do have a bad rap,
under your toaster.
But by no bad means. God, I'm an idiot sometimes. No, but it's like a light came on in the room, and it's like
bats as a reference too.
Exactly. God, I'm sorry. I'm such an asshole. I know.
All gravy.
But no, it's like all of a sudden, or you have a room full of stoners, and then like somebody with a badge walks in the room. It's like everybody's out of the room.
Yeah, it's like the cop coming to the party in a sense.
Is that what happened in the glass world? The community did it shut down for a while?
It just drove everyone back kind of underground. I don't know. It basically sent rabbits scurrying back to their holes.
Yep. And the same thing happened kind of with the Chris Barkowitz situation here in Colorado when Chris Barkowitz, got busted for his grow.
Hey, everybody, check out my house full of weed.
Yeah, the guy.
And
right next to a school.
Yeah, this is great.
Chris is a friend of ours. Chris is a friend of ours. But I understand
not the best strategy.
Yeah,
not the best strategy going on in news. But to that point, it was like you wanted to talk about it. You wanted to educate people. You want to get it out there. And it's unfortunate, that it came to a point of a situation where someone has to make an example out of someone or thinks that, they're morally right, that they have to come in, and spark up the situation for so many people, man. Yeah. And it's not right. It's not right at all.
Especially nonviolent, like people that are just working hard, making job creators,
And this glass is so awesome to be able to just enjoy, period. Just to be able to enjoy. It's incredible.
Functional art.
And what's great about today though is that it's still not necessarily like that.
No, it's rebounded. It's rebounded quite a bit more.
Yeah, I almost think it took off more after that.
Squeaking of your foot as you're like
restless leg syndrome.
He's got his leg.
Do you take pills for that?
His shoe up against the table, and
that's why you should meditate
another
early
pill
in the morning.
I'm like, I took off my headphones. I'm like, what the fuck is that damn noise?
Sequencer.
You're such a dick.
All right. Hey, so you want to talk about some of these cool dishes, man?
But it's not like that anymore, unfortunately. Good times now. We have
we
people like
have,
yourself that are out there.
Yeah, the industry is definitely, we have shops that are more promoting like the more art end now, which is really good. A lot of times I remember when I first started, it was just wandering into these like random little hippie shops that were reeked like incense, full of like weed tie-dyes in the windows. And not to disassociate from that because indeed that's what these are for.
Yeah,
They're
that's
that designed to functionally smoke. I mean, we had to hide, like I don't know.
What do you get for $6?
Yeah, exactly. So you're dealing with these kind of weird, shady shops. Now we have these like legitimate galleries, that are opening up. I mean, they still have to carry rolling papers and whatever but it's like you have shop owners that are willing to invest in these high dollar items, and it really is perpetuating this market. Big time.
And there are shops that are. There's things out there in other states that I've seen. The good crew from Hitman has gone and done, glass gallery showings and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's
it's raised that awareness.
Well,
for
when Pismo, does pipe showings. I mean, that's when you know that it's almost 99% accepted. And there are some people out. I mean, but the art community who would appreciate that,
and Pismo
typically
is
appreciate the what they're used for also.
for people that don't know, what's Pismo?
Pismo Gallery is a high-end art gallery here in Denver that
Cherry Creek area.
Exactly, they just have
and they show
amazing
glass
stuff.
and nice and awesome.
Amazing stuff.
They have the Marlin there, Bucks Marlin.
So we've talked about in studio here and previously with MadHatters Smokeshop.com and Janonymous telling us, feeding us this just awesome knowledge that he does every week. I'm seriously dumbfounded by the amount of knowledge that this guy does know. All jokes aside,
that's a lot of hours spent in studios working on big ass stuff.
Getting to know it, man. I mean, I got mad respect for that you know as much as you do. Paul, here, thank you very much for supporting the Genre Radio Show and being a sponsor.
Oh, thanks for supporting us.
And we've been sitting down and talking week after week about how maybe some of these pipes and other stuff are blown and done. And something else that I think is just absolutely incredible, and we've shown it a few times, but we really haven't got into it. And it's like, you would think when you go to look at these dishes that it would be something that you could do and maybe start with as a beginner thing, but
a lot of artists do start with them nowadays. It's kind of the spoon or the slide of.
But still, though, it's not something that you're just like you think that you can go pick up and do, and it's going to come out it's all like okay, I can't blow a pipe, but maybe I can do this. And
it still takes
no.
This is a lot of layering and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it's the same.
That makes them individual and unique.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can drop, let's say that you had a 10 artist, you gave them all the same piece of tube pull, and he said, all right, we want you to make a dish. You get 10 different dishes, but they all be the same color. And that, there's no art in making 10 of the same thing over and over again of the same color. And that's where you get like these sweatshop situations where, like in China, there's one guy who makes the same pipe over and over every day for like 6 months, and then he moves on to the next pipe while the guy below him learns that pipe
in shitty conditions,
in horrible non-ventilated
no pay.
bullshit. Yeah,
such little pay.
Exactly, but it's better than sitting there not making any money probably. So that's their option.
Right.
It's like move to the city and work in a factory, or sit out here in a sweatshop and blow glass for these crooks.
We should start a program of Save a Glass Blower.
Yeah,
you're like
international.
You're like
He's like, yeah, start with me.
I know that's what I'm saying. A few glass blowers probably listening are like, right here, mofo.
Yeah. We can start at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everything, start at home. But no, get into these dishes. I would like to maybe ask you here, maybe throw up a few of those on cam.
These have some awesome.
Yeah. Like, what's the difference between blowing a dish and a glass? Like, what are you thinking of as you're going to do these rather than a pipe or something?
This is solid form as opposed to hollow form. It started out fairly hollow, didn't it?
Yeah.
It started out as tubing.
Sure.
Yep. So he takes tubing and then he does all the artwork on it and then shapes it into a dish, which is pretty cool because you can like see where he put his signature here is where he has to pull off that tube to flatten it, and that really disguises his termination point.
And the
really
tube
well.
is like connected there underneath, like it's like you're holding a wand,
a little section of it's
a glass wand. I mean, it'd be amazing if you could hold that little. You could hold, hold the dish next to the flame. Like, my hand can touch the sun.
Ouch! No, it can't. Anyways,
I have scars to prove that.
This one's,
he's like, yes, it can.
Yeah, this one's sick because you can see like on one side of the tube he shot it with gold, and the other side is silver, and you can see where they come together to make that kind of dark void.
Yeah.
And then all the frit and stuff actually fumes itself because it's a striking color frit, so you get it to actually fade out into the glass.
And we're talking about frit being these glass shards.
Yeah.
Powder glass, yeah.
But like you can see on the inside all the color work that he did here.
Yeah, these ones were tricky too. I mean, I had to figure out a way to create two-sided because a lot of times they're filled with oil.
Exactly.
So you miss out on all the good pattern work.
For real, dude.
Oh, I just spent $100 on a dish and I don't really get to enjoy it at all.
Jeremy and Jenny sitting here in studio too, and their situation with their glass shop, and we won't get into that. Maybe we'll have them in here sometime this week or next week. Sit down and talk about maybe whatever. But I mean, when I went in and to their shop the first time that they had, and I saw some of the glass pieces and stuff, I picked up this Frit, and I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, number one, I thought, holy shiz, how do you work with this? Number two, I'm like, don't breathe it in. Do not sneeze, bro. Like, dude. And
they have warnings with the skeleton.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Do not inhale.
Exactly.
Yeah,
dude.
It doesn't exactly dissolve or.
It won't exactly. Yeah, you're pretty screwed if you inhale it. But it's amazing how to work with it. Like, I mean. Like, how do you even work with it? Is it? I mean, you're blowing it onto the glass. I know that sometimes there's different.
You can roll it.
You can roll it. You can
in there.
just whatever your mind can imagine. Whatever your artist
spoon it onto a piece. And there's a whole lot of different flame techniques too. You can drop it on.
Would you like to spoon?
That's what just came to my mind.
With you? No.
Thank you. I'm glad you said no. But yeah, it's whatever you can imagine and think of in your head is what you can do with it. But that's another thing that just struck me when I saw it was like, holy crap, like this is just amazing how you people can work with this.
What do you mean?
You people.
Us cockroaches?
He doesn't like it
Wait, are
because
we
you're
people
white.
or cockroaches?
I know.
I'm
Now Nate
confused.
Miers is going to go around telling everybody, yeah, John Doe refers to the glass blower as cockroaches.
White on white.
Hey! You're going to regret ever saying that. I'm going to hate myself for the rest of my life for saying that. Hopefully. Geez. All right, back to the dishes here.
Smoke more dabs and forget what you heard, listeners.
We just Jedi mind tricked them. This is not the cockroach that you heard.
Yes.
All right.
Still just kind of funneling through. Here's a bigger dish.
Yeah.
You can see it looks almost like nebular clouds.
A lot more silver than gold in that
exactly.
one.
And that's why you get all the blue effects, and a lot of that whiting is, that's a lot of like Frit effect, right?
Yeah, there's chunks of ground up silver. There's powdered Frit.
That's another thing is to actually take the metal.
Wait, hold that up. Hold that up flat there, because this is an incredible design on the inside. I mean, it just looks like you're on. It's like if you died and you were on your way to Jeebus himself, and this is what you would probably, the amazingness that you would probably do. I can see.
I watch a shitload of Discovery Channel and a lot of those universe shows and stuff. I mean, I'm definitely into it.
Yeah, you drop some like orange dots here to kind of represent planetoids or something,
or an astronaut that's been detached and floating randomly through the middle.
You can look out the window of the spaceship.
Hey guys, come back!
Yeah, and like the little air trap looking stuff too. It makes like lightning looking stuff.
I can see Russia from this dish.
Sputnik's floating through, man.
It's Russia. No, but the white piece,
comrade.
You have this just like this crazy space looking image in front of it, and then like this just explosion of white stars and stuff. Like what? How is that you're doing that?
Yeah,
like, is that fritting or is that?
Well, that's mostly like the white is mostly silver.
Yeah,
silvers and it's just using golds and different.
That's after effect. That's after work of like
it's all in the layering process.
If he traps the silver and it actually, because silver, what temperature is silver fume at?
I don't know. You got me.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
real hot.
Inner flame big.
A couple thousand degrees.
Here's the cool thing: is when he drops that in,
2 suns.
Silver actually starts melting at about. Pure silver, probably about 1100 degrees.
Yeah.
So, anyways, your flame, even on like your lowest setting, is at least that hot, and it probably actually starts to vaporize and turn into fume about 1500 degrees. The cool thing is
that's not a lot of playroom, man. That's really you could.
You could
fark up.
The cool thing is that's where it begins to. But once it actually does that, and those little tiny slivers, they turn into a vapor inside the glass.
Well, it's already trapped. Yeah.
Yeah, it's trapped, so it can't escape. So like this
He's
little.
trying to show you.
Yeah. this little guy right here, those white streaks. Yeah, that's the vapor of the or basically atomized silver being trapped in the glass.
Yeah.
So it goes from being a solid to vapor, and then back to just a solid layered vapor.
Bitch, I got atomized silver in my shit.
What are you talking about?
I was trying to get all gangster and say
this one looks
I
like
got
a
atomized
hurricane.
silver up in my shiz.
Yeah, this one looks like a hurricane.
Anonymous is not amused. He was the one I was trying to amuse in this situation.
He's trying to be serious.
Everybody
I'm
else.
trying to get through all these dishes so I
serious.
can go home and like take care of some stuff.
Dab.
But we still got a few other pieces we got to do over there too.
I'm going to get to them, but not if I have to take 20 minutes on dishes.
This is so sorry.
You will wait.
This one's incredible
Looks
too.
like a
because
top hat, bowler.
This is just so detailed.
It's a psychedelic bowler hat.
It's detailed, but then it's like the detail is in the epicness of it. I mean, it's so large of detail.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it any other way than it's different, you know, rather than those little, you know, the little sparkles and stuff that we saw in a few different pieces. This one is just like,
It's a lot of trap layering.
Yeah.
huge
There's a-
sweeps,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
can
like
actually
a,
see where some of the lines are clear swiped over to create that psychedelic swirl.
I feel like I'm traveling 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Psychedelic swirl.
That's a
Warp
psychedelic.
speed.
It's a very beautiful dish right there.
Thank you.
Sulu.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, everything comes out. I mean, it's funny to say like one of a kind because obviously, like if it's handmade, no matter what you're making, it's all kind of one of a kind. But like these, I mean, these two, like it never fumes quite the same. It never. I mean, they're all gonna be like some of them are like I actually like the ones that are a little bit more black because they're a little bit more spacey. Some people like the ones that are just super caked in fume, and they all come out all within that range of those extremes. So it's cool to like see people choose certain ones that like, oh, this one really stands out to me, because it's the same technique. It just comes out so differently every time that it's really cool to see what people kind of gravitate to.
This
Oh, yeah, that was the hard part too, picking out the dish. I had them all laid out.
I learned it shows to only lay out like 5 or 10 at a time because if you 30 of them is just too overwhelming sometimes for people. They're like, oh god.
So you got
Hurry up and buy.
some dude just standing there with his hands on his head, like,
Totally.
Then you realize he doesn't have any money.
dude, that's how I was, dude, I'm totally
No, I said
fried.
shows.
This
not
one, this is
festivals.
my favorite one here. You see these
Yeah, same
the
thing.
air
They get
trap
in there.
bubbles right there just make such an awesome lightning pattern in that silver.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, that one came out awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's one of
dope.
the biggest eye catchers out of all those.
I
think.
love air
it's got
trap
some
bubbles.
good like rainbow color to it.
Oh
almost.
yeah, it's
So there's
ridiculous.
accidental bubbles and then there's purpose bubbles.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
Yep.
and a lot of, I mean, these ones with the space stuff, I mean, they're pretty accidental because you're rolling it up in like in dust and frit, and so you're gonna trap a little bit of stuff. But with the fume, it really just it works so
You see it?
perfectly with it. Just creates these little like tiny lightning effects.
Yeah, it
you
looks-
know?
it looks-
Whereas if you have a bubble trapped in the middle of a wigwag, it's like, hello, I'm a bubble that
Oh, no,
was
yeah.
not supposed
This is
to be
exactly,
here.
but this is what you're going for. Other people
Yeah,
that
no,
make,
it
that
really
make
adds to the-
crappy
Yeah.
stuff can maybe have a bubble and it's not supposed to be there. Like
Yeah.
this stuff is like,
your red crayon.
Yeah, I mean,
not
it's
supposed to have
you
a
can't
bubble.
really, yeah, exactly, yeah. But you can't really avoid it when you're working with powders and frits and stuff. Sometimes, I mean, there's gonna be.
but it really, really, really
It just
makes
adds
this
to
piece
the-
pop.
Yeah,
Like,
it adds to the effect, I think, with the space stuff. Whereas in other times, and they're so small. I mean, they're definitely not like they're not sketchy as far as like structurally. Like
This is
sometimes
a-
we see a big air bubble. It's like I don't know.
Dude, I look at this stuff
These
and
are so minute.
this stuff
Right,
is,
and
this is
it's thick
impossible.
layers.
I swear to God, you didn't do this, and you're magic, and there's something evil in this room
channeling
right now.
aliens from the 17th dimension.
I swear to,
Chris, get out.
I swear, I swear to goodness, dude, that I look at,
Seventeeners.
I look at stuff like this, and I'm like, it blows me away. It absolutely blows me away. It's straight magic, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
Because and even when you watch it be done, you're
Yeah.
like,
Well, we make it look pretty easy. I remember my dad's been watching for years and years, and he's been, he's got to see some of the best talent in the country come through the studio and work.
He's just
And
like, eh.
I got him a torch, and got him hooked up in a spot. And
Your
I
dad?
remember, a week later, he was just like, "Oh man, you guys make this look so hard, or make it look so easy. This is fucking hard."
dude, if it were me, I'd be like, I'd have like molten glass, like my hand. I'd be you.
Yeah, he was.
I wouldn't even.
You have to
tripping.
learn how glass works and at what temperatures, and
Yeah.
what flame settings that it starts to move. because that's the key. Is
you're
starting to figure
gravity,
out.
heat.
It's a solid liquid solid.
Oh, I would turn on the torch and be like, "Oh God, I'm on fire!"
Yeah, that's the other thing too is learning all the knobs. You don't know like different environments. I mean, it's a huge learning curve in the beginning.
You can
but
screw up your torch if you run your candles wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of
and it's
trial and
expensive
error.
to get into, but
Burn your face off.
at the same time, like I
That's
think
a
really
perk.
just
It's
about,
rewarding, right?
Just about anybody. Yeah, it is
What?
in the long
That's
run.
a perk.
Burning your face off. I'm sure that comes no matter what. Along with
Depends
it.
on what face tattoo it burns off.
Ooh. Yeah, that's one thing that being a glass blower, I'd be slightly scared about, but you probably can't be too worried about
I mean,
torching your hand.
it happens. I mean, even with in the beginning, that's when you're the most concerned. So you really get burned and cut the least when you first start, and then it's when you're 10 years deep and you're just casually
You've been drinking beer all night in the studio.
whatever. Yeah, there's so many different things. You just get really comfortable. Yeah, I mean, we forget all the time that we're working with this.
Is
super
this
sharp,
hot?
Yeah, glass and. I mean, I've watched guys just gash their hands open. Micro just got a nice gash in his class a couple weeks ago.
This is from the goddamn Healthstone.
Yeah, we would definitely. Yeah,
That's
you'd get
barely
made fun
hot
of.
right there. I
You're
can't
complaining
even.
about
And you weren't
that.
making it.
I know that's nothing.
That's using it.
I would have no hands. I would be like,
The torch didn't have any oxygen, man. It's a butane torch.
I know. This just goes to show.
It's like 1,000 degrees max.
Another reason why I shouldn't pick up
1200.
glass blowing and just talk about it.
Well, cool. Let's move on to these cool bigger pieces.
All right, go
What
ahead.
do you think?
Yep. And I still haven't talked about the sculpture and the marbling, so I want to get to that in a minute.
Yeah, this is some cool stuff.
Sherlock.
Yeah, this is a big spike Sherlock multi-section. You got a big weld right here, I'm sure, underneath this.
Yep.
So this particular piece has been electroformed and then patinaed in a blue.
Electroformed?
Electroformed. This is actually copper coated, and then the copper has been painted blue with the patina effect.
No way.
Yep.
Way.
Mixed media.
And then you've also
But
got
it's not like the
space glass.
It's not like the electroforming
real-
that you would think of, though. It's not like electroform. You think of electroforming, and you think of is it Big Pizzle?
That's who did.
That's who did
actually
the
did.
electric.
But you really,
Big Piz.
Yeah, that's who did the electroforming on there.
And what's really sick about this is he electroformed all this moldivite, which is
Yeah.
space glass.
moldivite.
Moldivite. If
Explain
anybody
that.
doesn't know what moldivite is, back about, I guess it's probably 3 to 4 million years ago, there was a huge patch of sand in Moldavia in the Czech Republic.
He's not making this up.
No, this is real. not BSing you. So this meteorite hit this patch of green sand, instantly turning it all into vulcanized glass and shooting it all over Eastern Europe.
What?
And so people find this, and it's called moldavite, and it's very expensive. But this particular
God.
piece, you can see here, there's a piece of moldavite here, 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 here. You got like, I'm guessing 7 pieces of moldavite that have actually been put into this piece of glass and are locked against it.
Yeah.
This
And if
piece, when you brought it in, and when I was looking at it there, it looks
very
like
cosmic.
it does look like something that a magical warlock would
Probably so.
Smoke
probably smoke out of
Yeah.
while he was armored up.
Right.
I'm not. Yeah, it's serious.
Like right before going to battle. And
World of
trying
War-
to get focused.
World of Warcraft shoes here.
You want to explain this awesome marble right here, this dichro spun
Yeah,
up
is that
marble?
what that is? Yeah, it's a little dichro. It's spun up dichro basically to make kind of that. It's called the galaxy effect.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just the way it breaks up when it gets dispersed in the clear like that. It just creates all those little shards that just reflect light. And actually, dichro even has kind of a space background too. I mean, it was created by NASA to be like a reflective coating on their glass.
Dichroic film.
And some stoned artist was like, "Oh, dude, I'm just gonna like put this in my pipe and twist it up." And now we have like this badass looking.
See, a lot of
Hell
people,
yeah.
a lot of people on the outside, a lot of people on the
Thank you,
outside may
Stoner.
look at us and think that we're a bunch of idiots. But then you go listen to
Only some
Glass
of us.
Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, like let's see here. One out of.
Carl Sagan smoked a lot of stuff.
yeah.
I'm not necessarily speaking for myself here. I'm speaking for other people. You know.
Sure.
I'm just saying. You know. I mean, the amount of knowledge and the amount of just personality, individuality that can be brought to the game, that just be brought to us as a country and as a society, from top to bottom. I mean, it's stupid that I sit here and I look at this stuff and I talk to growers and everybody else that's on in our sort of side of the industry, and you glassblowers are sort of like in our industry that we talk about here on the show. But it's also, I mean, you have your own. It's a side industry, and
it's its own underground culture.
It's got its own culture and its own thing, but it does go into play along with that underground part of things, and it just sucks to see things like we talked about. The Operation Pipe Dreams for a second. It sucks to see things be choked off. It's frustrating.
Yeah, well, it's threatening because once you start legitimizing a Schedule I drug through art, it starts to really wash out all the social taboo of it. And so all this prohibition and idiocy that's gone on since the 30s, it's hard for them to keep it under wraps. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's been a lie. I mean, you take, for example, just your medical patients here. These 70-year-old people smoke a joint for the first time, and they're like, God damn it, this is awesome. Why have I been lied to for my entire life? Yeah. And
people think that doesn't happen.
No, that happens. I've seen it firsthand at least a half a dozen times.
Multiple times of like, I saw a man cry because he was so pissed at himself. No, he's so pissed at himself that he believed the government and that this was like heroin, and it sat there and it was like something that was just, it's amazing. When I sit and watch the documentaries, it's hard for me to not get emotional seeing these people that are like, for the first time in their life, getting this, relief that they've never got before. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Why do we have to choke that off?
Yeah. Because Big Pharma is not making money off of
glass blowing. Why do we have to? Why does this have to be stigmatized for?
It's part of it because
it's social stigma.
I mean,
it sucks.
They have to demonize it
easy
in
target.
Order. Exactly. It's
like the bully picking on the.
But the thing is too, you go to
school,
you go to a champ show. That's that's like the most tattooed up group of people you'll ever see. Long haired. I mean, everybody is just a social outlaw in society's
The glassblowers are like radio DJs in that you hear a voice. I never picture the face that you see.
Yeah.
You see the piece. You never picture the dude.
For sure.
Like Cowboy.
Cowboy was a good example.
Perfect example is Cowboy.
Yep.
His pieces are like, but then you got someone like D-Rec and you're like, oh, that's perfect. Yep. This goes perfect.
He belongs in Las Vegas, always.
Sin all the way through.
Another naked girl pipe, huh? All right.
Hey, I've got some of those in my collection.
I'm telling you.
But he made me a personal set.
And we can say this and joke and whatever.
And he's going to sit back and listen and laugh his ass off like, yeah, I got him.
One of the coolest
explosive all the way any day of the week. Yeah. But then going into like what I was going to talk about here and segueing into that, like such a big industry in what we do, and then there's glassblowing, which is his own industry attached to us. Yeah. I mean, you yourself, you could do marbles for kids that could be like super high end, like
I did for a while
kids
too.
marbles.
Market's a really small market.
But there's still a market there, and it's still something that you could do, and it's still an art form. Yep. You could do the work, say, like that goes in. You walk into an antique shop and you see these amazing, old school, glass pieces, wine glasses, stained glass windows, whatever it is.
That's Italian masters.
Yeah.
Checks.
Yourself, the other day when I'm looking online, I'm like, holy crap. Is a fountain, a glass blown fountain. Yeah. I mean, I love fountains, and maybe that's why I was so blown away with it.
Well, it's
all
the pipe techniques too. I mean, it looks like a pipe almost, but
it's the side things. But it's just it's not just the fountain. It's not just the flower. It's the amazingness of what you can do with your art and stuff. It's like with that fountain. Like, I mean, how? Like, what makes you want to do a fountain?
Yeah, it was
Nate Diz did one.
Yeah, somebody in Seattle did inspire that first one though. That one was a direct
bird cages or something else that somebody is doing.
Yeah, Darby and those cats out in Oregon and shit.
I mean, what are some other things that are not pipes.
I think that bird cage still had a functional. Wasn't the bird
I think
inside
the bird
of it?
itself
the
was
bird
a
was
pipe.
a
Yeah,
pipe.
the bird
They
was
made
a
like
pipe.
that gigantic chandelier.
Yeah.
That wasn't a pipe.
No,
yeah.
but the one that
And
was
then the
at
fish
the...
that's in Pismo isn't. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a pipe.
the marble. I think is it Darby that did the. I think he posted up a video of. It's just this case, the glass, everything made out of glass, and this just marble. Just I can't think of
Like a round marble or like
no. I can't think of the damn name.
Like
It's-
a little marble obstacle course.
That little marble obstacle course. What am I thinking of?
Marble Madness.
Okay, yeah.
Ruben,
Was that the
like
Bandu
what's
thing?
the what's the type
Mousetrap.
of what's the type of device where it's like you set it off and then it
Kinetics.
sets off another thing and there's a certain name for it.
It's a
I don't know.
kinetic, I think. Kinetic sculpture.
Yeah, there's a certain name, Rubin device or something. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
stuff like that is just it's wow. I mean,
Yeah.
what else is it that you would like to really enjoy, sit down and make, or is there something in the future that you're like I really want to do this someday? And,
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, pipes.
You're not very old. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got a lot of life left in you.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's, I mean, you know, our wrists and stuff.
I mean,
might-
don't go out and get yourself hit by a bus or
Yeah,
nothing.
tomorrow. I mean, yeah.
Joke's on you.
I totally
John
set you up
jinxed
for
me,
that one.
dude.
Yeah.
damn it, John.
John pushed me into the bus. That was the thing. Set me up one day, and the next day.
John killed Nate Myers.
Yeah. I mean, pipes is pretty much it.
Look
Really,
at the
for-
look he just gave me. You guys are all okay with saying stuff, and then he just gave me the like.
the dirt, the
If
stink
looks
eye.
could kill, I would be dead right
Well,
now on the ground.
what was funny is, my last name's Myers, so it'd been the Myers tragedy.
Meyer on Meyer hate.
You don't break
awful.
the secret Myers bond, dude.
No killing.
Yeah, we can't kill each other.
Jeez, you guys are killing me.
the
So
Myers take over the world.
There you go.
but just whatever you can imagine. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like.
Well, I mean, pipes is what I got into it for, and so I mean, if I can, I mean, if no one stops in and says, "Hey, you can't do this anymore" or whatever, like I'm gonna keep doing it. Basically, if someone cuts off one of my hands, is the only way they're gonna really get me to stop making pipes or whatever, like, and hopefully it just becomes more accepted because I don't want to have.
It will be, and it will be. I mean,
It is
honestly,
becoming
grandma
more
about it,
acceptable.
like,
I mean,
It is accepted, and it's
No, it
accepted
is.
because you have. I mean, you have medical patients, and,
Sure,
and,
but I mean,
and
we're still in a gray area. I mean,
yeah.
so-
But I mean, the
Understandable.
mainstream is kind of coming around. I mean,
Yeah,
well, the
certainly.
examples I like to use is, I mean, my parents, for example. I come from a pretty conservative family. I'm obviously the black sheep, but I mean, getting into this business and opening it and everything, definitely, obviously. But I mean, even my parents come in and like they even look in my case and they're like, "Wow, this is art!"
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
Well, the
that's
level
what
is
comes
really
out of their
raised
mouth.
in the
It's not
last
like,
10
"Oh, these are all
years.
just a bunch of pipes." Like,
Yeah.
they look around and they see it and they're like, and
Well, look at
and
a head
they
shop
also
10
look
years
at
ago and look at a
exactly.
pipe
They're
shop
looking
now.
at head shops from back in the 60s and 70s when they were younger.
Even the 80s
and
and
they're
90s,
like,
I mean,
like this is nothing. I mean, we're used to seeing little plastic ones and stuff like that, and then they come in and they're like
we were
this
talking
is truly
about graphics
art.
the other day.
Yeah.
Speaking the graphics, more of the high end or stuff, but still plastic.
Graphics is the high end acrylic
Yeah.
water pipe.
Yeah, but still. But
Maybe
anyway,
top of the shit pile. It's still a pile of shit.
I didn't say anything. The company, they don't exist anymore. So if you can get yourself though a graphics piece and high end and it's brand new,
We can get
keep
graphics
it.
pieces.
Like, I mean, they're collector's items
collect-wise.
still. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still something that's part of our,
Our
who
history.
we are, history and everything, And like you were saying here a second ago, if I can remember, I just totally brain farted because damn it, I'm thinking out of the corner of my mind. Genonymous over here giving me the big glare, like
guy.
move on with it and all. Like, where are we moving?
Spit it out, dude.
Jeez. You know what? Forget it. Just take it, John. No, I'm kidding.
All right, you want to talk about these last two pipes?
Yeah,
so
we can
get
talk about these last two
ourselves
pipes.
out of here.
Fine. I thought you were wanting to go to lunch, man.
I am. That's why I'm talking about the last two pipes. So I can get out of here.
I'm just hungry. We didn't even plan for the lunch necessarily. I'm trying to be the biggest pain in the ass I can.
I still need to go
Need some lessons?
to Treehouse and pick up stuff. Hopefully today.
Oh, really?
Unauthorized.
Mo Treehouse?
It's commercial there.
Do you know what would look perfect on some tree houses? Nate Myers domes and bowls.
Yeah.
It would look pretty
Yeah.
good. Get a super line of fizzlers going with like 48 arms.
Treehouse, one of the best quality glass that you can get for the price, man.
Well, that's
Hands
what
down the
happens
best for the
when they're
price.
just a bunch of mellow kids who don't have a bunch of overhead and a bunch of big asshole egos. You
Yeah.
know, they can afford to just chill out and Stay busy.
Yeah.
There you go.
The good vibes definitely come out in their pieces.
Oh yeah. Them dudes, yeah, I've never seen them raise their voice at anybody. The dog doesn't even get yelled at.
Maybe I should really start glass blowing. No, my first piece I'd break and I'd lose it. I'd be like, I'm done.
Your first couple months, but but after that, it's pure bliss, pretty much.
Damn it.
All right, you guys want to talk about these? Here's a hammer. We kind of went over that earlier. That's that cool alien tech with the nice outside work bowl over the alien. Yep, kind of pinwheel.
What makes that a hammer piece?
Because it looks like a hammer that beat the hell out of you.
Hammer the hell out of someone.
Yeah,
Exactly.
kind of resembles like a judge's gavel.
Exactly. It's got a can with a stem. That's typically a hammer. If the stem was attached off to the side, it'd be a sidecar. So this particular one's got awesome stuff because he's gone through and actually drawn in his little... Is that drawn in or is that a mille?
It's a mille, yeah, a little UFO mille.
Yep, so you got the mille to actually lay down flat.
And there's like 3 little aliens all up in there too, just navigating.
Cruising.
That's the other thing I saw in a couple of your pictures is you draw in the damn aliens.
That's that Millie's again, the Murini or the cane I was talking about. So,
but they're aliens though.
Yeah.
And
No matter how small you pull down that image, it'll be there. Like,
and what's cool though is you will get little variances because once he melts it into the glass, it'll move a little bit, creating a little different effect every single time.
Yeah, so sometimes they're a little more squat.
This one's the bomb though. This is a collaborative effort, right?
Yep, that one's Joel Miers, another Miers.
All right.
Joel Miers out of Seattle. He did the marble on the side there.
Yeah, that thing is
awesome. Just some pretty amazing space work too. We'd talked and it wasn't really possible to like meet up.
Yep, Gates and Recco, watch out. These dudes are on your ass.
Yeah, Gateson's got his own style too. He's probably more the grandmaster of
the original space marble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't do much of it in 2D.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of
3D.
tubing.
Who are we talking about now?
This is Gates
and Recco. Yeah. He's kind of the guy who originated doing space scenes in marbles, actual round 3D shape.
And he's done some hollow work too.
But, did you pull down this dichro? Or?
Dude, that piece is
just dichro is so nasty.
Sick.
It's pre-made.
That's the pre-made dichro tubing.
Yeah, Golden Gate, I think it is.
Oh, that's
so you were saying that you guys couldn't meet up, so you did part and then you sent it off, or what?
I had him send me a bunch of marbles basically, and then made a series basically that was all themed real similar.
So you could just attach them. You can see the 2 clear attachment welds here.
The bowl is so awesome. I love the bowl.
Yeah.
I had to stay on him to get that one.
Yep.
That one was unavailable when I found it.
Yep.
Yeah, unavailable.
That marble is so awesome, though.
Became available.
I can't even see.
You can see how it's magnified.
MadHatters hooked up, dude.
You see from the side here, you can't even see the image.
Yeah, it's clear. You got that disc on the side.
So that's actually working as a magnifier.
Yeah.
And so when you drop it over the top here, everything actually goes, because it has this flare here, it actually draws the glass so it looks even wider than it actually is. Yeah, it's
clear, sweet. It's like clear. You can use it to your advantage in so many like good magnification purposes. Like, yeah.
So this is awesome because you got a Jupiter, you got an Earth, you got a little Venus there or something.
Wow.
You got a little Mercury floating around. Everything else is on the other side of the universe, I guess. This is sick, though. How did you do this, Nate, with this dichro?
Yeah, that's the CBS pinwheels.
Nice.
To make like these big, different, like optical images. Or
is that similar to what Berserker's doing?
No, that's totally different. These ones are made. Berserker's uses way more talent than these. These are just like a pre-made little piece of like dichro that has a pre-made pattern, and some of them look really perfect for space. Some of them don't work so well.
Berserker's here in Colorado.
Yeah, you need to get him out here sometime.
Oh yeah, of
too.
course.
He did
his name's Brian, right?
He did.
Yeah, I've only met him once.
Look up.
He
Brian
made a tool
Cirque.
piece, man, of this pipe.
Yeah, he's done several of
Alex
those
Gray
stuff.
Yeah,
the Alex Gray type stuff.
He should take some of that Alex Gray stuff to the Alex Gray thing.
I think he had a cease and desist by Alex Gray.
Really?
Possibly. Yeah, over something, I think, or a few.
I mean, I could see it. I could see it.
Yeah,
but I'm sure
he
Alex,
wasn't pissed. He was just like, "Hey, don't make more or whatever." I think he was.
I'm sure it was more of.
It wasn't a negative, like, "Hey, what the hell?"
I bet it wasn't even Alex. I bet it was.
No, it probably was
management. I bet if he took that glass piece to Alex, it was like Alex would be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I bet.
Hey.
Yeah, it probably would. I mean, that's like it's like a homage to him. You know, it's not like I'm going to rip this off. It's like, hey, I love this art. I want to incorporate it into my art.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
We haven't gotten in trouble for any of the sports pipes we sell.
Yeah. I think that
Denver donkeys, you know. We sell more Raider stuff than donkey stuff.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I hate that. Why the hell? All of a sudden, yeah, it's all the people from California move here to Colorado.
God damn Californians.
Huge.
Some of them are cool.
Hey,
We want 'em
everybody
here.
moves here from someplace.
Exactly. Ain't nobody here native. Is anyone in this room native? You're native?
Me? I was born in Kremlin.
You don't count.
I never count.
Kremling's not Colorado. That's part of Wyoming.
Oh, that's in the middle of Colorado. Craig, where I was for 6 years. Now that we'll just consider that Wyoming. I'd like to slice that chunk out of the state and black hole
Extradite it.
Dude, let's get Nate Miers to do some magic up in the northwest corner of this state and make it just disappear.
Just put it in a pipe.
Leave Steamboat.
Encase it.
Leave Steamboat.
Yeah, leave Steamboat exactly. And
Which steamboat?
Well, the Springs.
Steamboat
the one that's a
Springs.
town,
But there's
not
two
a
steamboats.
resort.
Where's the other steamboat you're talking
It's
about?
Steamboat Resort is out like southwest of A Base and all that.
No.
Yeah, don't ever make that mistake when you go to pick somebody up, like I did.
Yeah.
Hey man, go to Steamboat. Oh, cool. You guys are at Steamboat? Oh no, Steamboat
right
Springs.
Who's not a native?
I have to drive 2 more hours.
If you say Steamboat in Colorado, I'm going to Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Well, that's the thing. When there's a Steamboat Resort and there's a Steamboat Springs, the resort, when somebody says, "Hey, I'm going
Non-native.
skiing,"
See, everybody that's
hey,
a
I'm
native
going,
is shaking
I'm going
their head, and they're like,
Well, no, I would say Steamboat Springs because Steamboat, the resort, is way the freaking hell closer. And I figured, he's like, yeah, my parents used to fly into Colorado Springs and go out to Steamboat. Well, wouldn't you fly into DIA if you're gonna, or Stapleton back then, if you were gonna go out there?
Maybe.
or you could just be rich and fly into Steamboat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, not everybody's
Well,
got
it's
a
kind of like
G5.
Loveland. You got 3 different Lovelands here.
Exactly.
You got
Yeah,
the pass,
Loveland's
the
fine.
resort, and the town.
Yeah.
The Loveland, you could either end up in the middle of the mountains or in
Middle of nowhere.
middle of nowhere. Really.
The real Loveland's a cool town. That's the city of statues or city of something. It's
Keep telling yourself that.
I don't know. I go through
Says
there all
Derek.
the time.
What do
It's
you
cool.
think?
That's because that's your area. That's your town. That's your stomps.
I don't stomp there.
He's Long Tucky.
I'm a Tuckian.
Nah, but
Way
now
chill.
though, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about now. We're lost.
Good.
I'm not a northerner.
Good.
I'm ready to go home anyway.
I'm not a northerner.
I got to find myself on the way out of here.
You said you were born in South Wyoming.
No, I was not born in South Wyoming.
The Kremlin.
Kremlin is safe. From,
Mother's Colorado, Russia.
Jeez, it does get some damn cold in that damn city,
That's
though.
because it's in the middle of a valley.
It is. It's locked in.
It's one of the coldest places in America, usually.
Yeah, yep.
I know that, not Colorado, motherfucker.
I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Good times on Glass Tuesdays. Nate, did you have anything else for us today?
No, that's it.
No shout-outs, no Shack Mansion shout-outs, man. You can't even
Yep.
give no homies no love.
Yeah. Big shout out to the
He's like, man,
Shack
fuck all my
Mansion.
friends.
Yeah.
Tell everybody to go
these guys.
fart themselves. That's pretty much what I did yesterday. I pulled
Fart
a,
out?
I pulled a go fark yourself to everybody yesterday. The blowtorch lit everything on fire. You could do that. You'd be perfectly welcome to do that yourself.
Just
I would
start.
not advise it necessarily, but
Yeah, didn't
you're
you guys
welcome.
already get in trouble for having it too smoky in here?
Many times. That's
So I don't want to rouse any
why you
more
got to bring things
suspicion.
up like every week.
Yeah.
It happens to be something that. Okay, here's the deal.
This is
I
a
say
law
that I
office.
listen to my lawyer with everything. Just there's 2 people in this world that you never question. Okay, that's usually your lawyer, number 1, and then yourself. You never listen to anybody else but me, myself, or my lawyer.
This has been your problem your whole life.
That's maybe why I'm end up where I am in this situation. But still, the point being, everything. I always listen to my lawyer, except for the smoking thing.
It's been a few times in the studio where it's been
Easy.
Smoggy.
Foggy.
Or all of a sudden you see out of the corner of your eye, you'll see like
Landlord.
Oh, damn. Like, I plead the fifth right now. The lawyer would be coming in right now and saying, you know, all this is all fun and great, and I may smack you in the back of the head, but still, the fifth, my friend, the fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
MadHatters Smokeshop here with us every Tuesday, hanging out with us. Thank you again for hanging out with us, Nate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciated all your knowledge, and I appreciate your glass, man. Thank you for contributing this. Actually, you know what? Here's something I was going to start, and this is not something just for me. This is something actually for the company, for Charlie's Stash, for John Doe Radio, for the actual artists we get in. Like, maybe when you guys get some time, or if you maybe have something a little extra, even if it's just something that like breaks or is you think is a POS, to us it would probably be something amazing. We would love to. I would love to put like maybe a shelf or two or a cabinet in here to highlight, you know, some of our friends' stuff. Like like people come in and it's like, these are our friends, man. These are this is our life. This is what we do. Period. You know, I'd like to put, you know, people's shops pictures up, you know, and stuff, just like, because it's what we're doing here. Family. Yeah, it's all about family, and what we're doing here, I mean, it seems like it's stuff that people have done before, you know, but in the way that we're doing it and the swimming upstream, the way we're doing it is something that's unlike anything that's ever happened in America before, you know. This industry, cannabis industry, the glass blowing industry, I mean, it's amazing. So if there's ever something, you know, it doesn't have to be a pipe, maybe marble, something that you'd like to donate to us, we would love to build a cabinet or something in here and be able to show that kind of stuff off. So
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, dude. Good times. Make sure you guys check out what
I was gonna say, you know, all the glass you've seen here today is available in our store. Possibly the electroformed one will maybe be hidden because we do have one of our ladies at the shop that has been drilling over it since we got it. Heather, I know you're listening right now.
Her old man's going to do the right thing.
do the right thing, man. Do the right thing.
And then also, one of the things we haven't mentioned during the show is Nate is actually one of the artists highlighted in Smoked Volume 2, the book, with a bunch of glass pieces in it, which we also sell at the store.
You guys have the book.
We could get you a signed copy, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We should just have him. We should just take him back to the shop and make him sign all of them.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You are riding in my car.
Yep.
You are at my mercy.
Flip it open. Flip it open and sign it. I want one of those books, man. I would love to be able to get one of those books.
What concerts are coming
up? Buy one.
Fair to Midlands next weekend.
That's gonna be badass.
Paul
I
likes
asked
to
him for
dangle
tickets
in front of my face, and that usually.
Yeah. That's how you should get Nate to do it. I'm like, concert? No?
I've been telling him, man. Deftones maybe going to be coming on.
Yeah, next time Deftones come through, we'll hang out
last
with
time he's got the picture.
Need to get some Foo Fighters shit from
Getting
Uncle, so if you got hookups on the Foo.
The Foo.
The Foo.
Mr. Yeah, dude. I would like to meet Dave Grohl.
But yeah, we should shout that out real fast. December 10th, Marquee Theater, Fair to Midland. Some very good friends of mine from Texas playing live.
I'm not looking. Fair to Midland, Marquee Theater.
December 10th. It's a Saturday.
I want
and you don't have to eat before you go because they serve pizza by the slice in the venue.
Really?
So you just gotta get there.
I'm gonna go. I'm going. We're going. We're all going.
A phenomenal live show.
We're all making.
If you miss out on it, you're done.
Live from.
That would be cool too. Everybody tries to get me. They're like, dude, you gotta come do the show from my place, man.
From my
and
basement.
It's like
sure, let me pack up the whole effing studio.
I know, it's like everything's perfectly portable, and then people are like, oh, I don't have an internet connection. And you're like, yeah, okay.
I've only got 200 watts left.
Let me hook up my space alien antenna and blast out, you know. Anyway, sometimes I just shake my head. I look at them and I'm like, this is crazy. Compassionate Pain Management, though, we were talking to those guys about maybe working some stuff and being in the middle of a jungle.
I bet they have internet.
Yeah, I bet they do too.
I hope so.
I bet they have a lot of other cool stuff that I would really like to show you. You walk into a room and there's just you walk into a room and it's like you have 40. I know, that's what I'm saying. 40 to 100 lights, 1,000-watt lights, and everything you just see a sea of buds in front of you. You wonder why I went. Because the first time it ever happened, I about dropped
Broncos game. All these 1,000-watt lights.
I about dropped my knees the first time. I mean, very rarely. I mean, I can't say that I've been blown off weak knees, just whatever, But you walk into one of these places and you're like, holy cow. So hopefully we can do that someday from there. So, all right, that's enough of that random rambling.
That's what we do here.
Yeah,
It's talk radio. You ramble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's the
having you
point.
guys in the studio. It's fun. We've been thinking about other shows to start up too with other people. Didn't look. I looked away at the right time. You still haven't got me today with the circle game.
The day's not over yet, Tim.
It is not, but you will only be here for a short amount of time longer.
Plenty of time for me.
Blinders. MadHattersSmokeshop.com. If you'd like to support us at the John Doe Radio Show, email me, johndoe@johndoeradio.com, and we'll work something out. All right. Did I get everything? Kim is saying yay. What? Wait. Yeah. Big thanks to Edson Maiten and Mats. Go to warrenedson.com. We have Kim now, and it's like she makes sure that everything gets done and taken care of, and I gotta stop myself.
I think she would beat you if you didn't do everything right.
I know, but I gotta stop myself from like groaning. Is the thing. Like, that's the thing. Turning this from a hobby to a business has been extremely frustrating. And I'm not groaning because we have to promote the...
Try opening a store.
No, I know. It's a business. It's going from a hobby to a business. And I'm not bitching that we have sponsors because they're what are allowing us to do that. So that sounds really bad for me saying that.
Stop bitching, Tim.
But I'm not made. My brain is not blueprinted out to... That's why we had to get her. So we have her awesomeness in with keeping me straight. So
you better start sucking up.
All right, that's the end of the show.
She's over here like, yeah.
Pretty much how it works. We'll get back to news maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Wednesdays are CD Wednesdays. We'll have Scott from Rare Dankness in with us. Also, 2 will be here. I think one of our friends that won second place with THC.
And it's 2 like the number.
Like the place.
I can't believe... I'm just going to throw it out there. I can't believe he has a cannabis cup right now. I mean, I love the guy, and he has
second place
great...
for 2.
And it's not because of the product. It's just the fact that wait till you hear the story. And I'm telling you, time and place, everything. There's a time and place for everything, and you can be in a time and place and get everything.
Oh, yeah.
So big ups to and Scott, and Adam, I think, is still in Amsterdam, so he won't be here with us tomorrow. I was hoping he was, but yeah.
He said he'll be back in time for First Friday.
We'll see. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
I don't know
on
if I
First Friday.
believe him. That's what he said.
Good times. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having us in.
MadHattersSmokeshop.com, 303-953-7015, 6091 West Colfax Avenue.
And the
In
wofo Nate Miers.
Whoa. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janonymous,
Always.
for your awesome patience.
Seriousness.
It's all feigned. I just, just drives me crazy when I'm supposed to talk about something and we don't.
Okay, I got you.
He likes to complete things.
Duly noted.
You just
has good work
described
ethic.
the JDR in one sentence, though.
That's your mission statement.
Until we meet again tomorrow in CD Wednesday.
Talk about stuff.
Peace. I'm John Doe. See ya.
Radio show is produced by Charlie Stash Entertainment. The John Doe Radio Show programming is not limited by information on agriculture subjects and is informational and entertainment purposes only. We specifically include responsible marijuana reform. Listening to anyone but your mother is just plain stupid. We accept no responsibility for your actions or misrepresentations, and we do not fully endorse the use of illegal drugs. You are ultimately responsible for yourself.
John Doe Radio. Live.